What is going on, everybody? Welcome in to the Arizona Diamondbacks, right? Arizona Diamondbacks versus the Chicago Cubs post-game show. Now, this is the first time we've ever done this. Yeah, so if you saw a notification out there saying, wait, what? Mike's talking about the Arizona Diamondbacks. I've been trying to do this for a very, very, very long time. It's just with the Diamondback season, right? With baseball season, it's so long. It's so like I don't know exactly where to start. So if you're just joining in by clicking one of those videos, you most likely came from the AZ Sports Fan YouTube channel. But this is going to be the start of hopefully something beautiful where we're covering the Arizona Diamondbacks moves, and hopefully we're going to be doing post game shows. Not every single game. I think what we're going to do is probably do it to where like maybe after every series is probably what we're going to look forward to. But ladies and gentlemen, welcome in. For the people that are here in the chat, thank you so very much for being here. By the way, smack up the like button here on your way in. Welcome to the Arizona Diamondbacks post-game show. Diamondbacks versus the Chicago Cubs. Now, please keep in mind, there might be some slip-ups. I might say Arizona Cardinals here and there. It's just I'm so used to obviously covering the Arizona Cardinals, but we're going to be trying something here. Let me know any of your feedback moving forward. Let me know everything in the comments below. Let's get started, ladies and gentlemen. Let's talk about the Arizona Diamondbacks. Now, they do split with the Chicago Cubs. And honestly, I thought it was actually a pretty entertaining game from the moment that eighth inning started at the bottom of the eighth inning. And I'm going to tell you right now, ladies and gentlemen, I didn't have very much hope for the Arizona Diamondbacks to pull such a massive comeback like they did. And congratulations to them, man, because obviously they're known as the answer backs. That's definitely something that their name has or nickname has been. And this is just an attribute to exactly what happened in this game. Man, we needed this freaking win. We absolutely did. I don't think any Diamondback fan would feel confident of the Diamondbacks starting off the 2025 season at a 1-3 start. So hallelujah. This is exactly what the Arizona Diamondbacks needed. We obviously you wanted to win the series, obviously, right? But taking a split is better than nothing, right? We'll take it as it comes. But if you did not know, this was the lineup here for the Sunday matchup on in Arizona Diamondbacks split 4-game series. Now, I was actually very shocked with this lineup, especially kind of felt like the Diamondbacks' backs were against the wall. No Marte, and it was like what back-to-back games without Gabby. Like that's crazy. It's nuts. Now Gabby did come in and had some really really good playing time as well, and Corbin Carroll came in as well. But this was the starting lineup to start this game here on Sunday, and I get it, right? Backs against the wall, right? But granted, there's still 150 plus games left, but this feels so much better starting off the season at 2-2 compared to a potential 1-3 start. So absolutely magnificent. We've seen a lot of good things here so far to start the 2025 season for the Arizona Diamondbacks. And let's go ahead and take a look at the stats, shall we? Now, obviously, actually, before we do that, let's kind of paint a picture to figure out how we got here, right? How we got here. Obviously, the Arizona Diamondbacks ended up starting here this last Thursday on March 27th. We played the very first game. Opening weekend was here at home. Usually we don't get those, at least as of late, but fortunately this time around, but the Diamondbacks did lose the first game 10-6. We won the Friday game 8-1, and then yesterday's game we lost 4-3, and it was such a heartbreaker, y'all. Like that game was such a freaking heartbreaker. Like the way that it ended, we were trying to come back, but Garrett Hampson overruns that third base, and then I believe it was Swanson of the Chicago Bears. Sorry, I did it again. The Chicago Cubs ended up basically making a really good play, an absolute fantastic play. And I believe he's actually a shortstop. So for him to have the acknowledgement of doing what he did and running to the third base while Garrett Hampson, you know, overruns the freaking third base, it was just a heartbreaker. It felt like there was some sort of comeback to come around, and it just didn't happen, right? At the end of the day, it just did not happen. So there was that game, and then, of course, this game, the Diamondbacks were I don't know, I wouldn't say dead in the water, but seeing the first 3 games, it didn't really feel like the Diamondbacks were going to come back from such a big deficit, because when you blinked your eyes, like, the Diamondbacks actually scored 8 runs in the 8th. Like, I kid you not, we were, what was it, like 2-6, right? It was like 2-6. So the Diamondbacks were down 4 runs. And then the 8th inning happened, and it was just like run. Lourdes Gurriel, home run, right? We had a double from all these other guys. So it was just a magnificent thing that happened for the Arizona Diamondbacks, and we absolutely needed it, right? Now, I want to talk about a few different people, some some great people to obviously dive into pertaining to the Arizona Diamondbacks. Now, yes, obviously splitting is absolutely an amazing thing. Lourdes Gurriel has done really good things. I'm expecting a little bit more from Corbin. So far, we haven't got the explosive offense from him, but I mean, he's still doing a pretty solid job. But I want to talk about one guy here that maybe he doesn't get a lot of love, and that's Suarez. Man, Suarez right now is at what is his here? Give me a second. Let me bring up his stats here right now for the 2025 season. It's nuts, man. Like he's got what? Let's take a look. Where is he at right now? 4 home runs in 4 games. Like nuts. Average 286, OPS 1.555. Like slugging 1.143. Like he's doing a very good job, man. I feel like Suarez right now is absolutely, I wouldn't say carrying this offense, but he's doing a fantastic job and a fantastic start to the start of the 2025 season. 4 home runs in 4 games is absolutely nuts. Now, we haven't seen a home run quite yet from Corbin. We haven't seen one from Cattell either, if I'm not mistaken. We will bring up the stats here. Lourdes ended up getting busy, got his own home run today. So overall, I like the offense. I think the offense has been pretty solid for the Arizona Diamondbacks. But like I said before, you needed this win. You absolutely did. Now, yes, we have 150 games left, right? 150 games left in this season. So, or 150 plus games in the season. But the big thing that you really want to look out for is those darn Dodgers. Right now, the Dodgers have not lost a freaking game. They're 5-0. They're 5-0 right now. Now, there's a lot of time to make up for. There's a lot of time to make up, right? There's a lot of time for the Diamondbacks to make some sort of ground on them. But for them to start off 5-0, and right now, let's be real here, ladies and gentlemen. Who are we chasing? We're chasing the Dodgers, and it feels like it's like that every single year. We're always seeming to be chasing the Dodgers. Always, and it's frustrating. It really is. But this is where we're at right now. The Dodgers starting off pretty darn hot at 5-0. Padres 3-0, so they actually had a pretty good start to themselves as well. You got the Giants at 2-1, the Diamondbacks at 2-2. Hallelujah. If we didn't win this game, we probably would be at the bottom spot with the Rockies. No, actually, we would be below the Rockies if we lost. So hallelujah that we won. So right now we're sitting at the 4th spot. Now, this isn't like football, right? This isn't like football at all where, you lose a game and it's the end of the world, right? It's not like that. Or even if you lose a series, it's not the end of the world. As long as you make up ground later on in the season, the Diamondbacks, for the most part, will be fine, right? We'll be fine. But right now, after the first series, this is exactly where they are ending up. They are in the 4th spot here in the NL West, behind the Giants, behind the Padres, and behind those darn pesky Dodgers that feel like they got an unlimited payroll. But here is where the Diamondbacks find themselves after the first series of the season. Now, the schedule for the Diamondbacks is, I'm not going to say brutal, but you have the Yankees coming up next, right? You got a 3-game series versus the Yankees. Then after them, you got a 3-game series versus the Nationals. If we could somehow if we can win the series versus the Yankees, and I know it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. Obviously, with who they got over there, they got Paul Goldschmidt, former Arizona Diamondback over there. I'm actually kind of excited to see what he's going to look like versus this series versus the Diamondbacks. But you got the Yankees, you got the Nationals, which on paper, it seems like a team that you should beat, but you never know what happens within baseball, right? You never know. A player or two can get hot and they can carry their offense. And then you got the Orioles. The Orioles aren't no easy feat. They're going to be a tough matchup. Then you got the Brewers, and then you got the Marlins. We're not going to look too far ahead, but right now, obviously the big opponents, the Yankees, the Orioles, and then the Brewers. I always feel like the Brewers and us always kind of have a back and forth type of matchup. They're not going to be one of those teams that are going to wreck us or sweep us, or at least I don't feel like they're going to be, but they're definitely a team that to obviously keep your eye on for sure. So for the most part, the Arizona Diamondbacks, 2-2. 2-2 in the 2025 season so far. I think this is a good start to the season. Would I rather be 3-1? Of course, right? Would I rather be 4-0? Of course, but you got to take with what you can, right? You got to take with what you can. Let's take a look at the stats for this game specifically. Let's take a look at the stats, and we'll be closing up shop. So here's the Cubs. The Cubs have been playing us pretty darn well. Usually there is a player that you look and you say, "Oh man, that guy right there is giving us heck," right? Kyle Tucker has done pretty good job against us. Um, Hap has also been annoying for the Diamondbacks this series. And then it's kind of like hit and miss. Like Suzuki also got a home run this time around, but he wasn't really doing very much. I know Swanson's kind of in the same boat as well. I think he got a home run as well in this game. But for the most part, this Cubs team is like their bullpen isn't great. Like I think that's kind of where we got the good part of it all. Their bullpen isn't great, so I think that's where the Diamondbacks really shine in the eighth, the bottom of the eighth. So for the most part, that's kind of where everybody's at. Let's take a look at the Arizona Diamondbacks stats for this game specifically. Marte, 4 at bats, 1 run, 1 hit, 2 base on balls. So he was on the base a lot. You also got Perdomo getting very busy. I think he actually had a pretty solid game with. I think he actually had a double as well that kind of helped spark the eighth inning, if I can remember correctly. Jose Herrera, I mean, he's solid, but obviously Gabby's the number one, right? Garrett Hampson, hopefully he gets a little bit more time to kind of prove his worth. Naylor, great addition for the Diamondbacks in this offseason. Great addition. Lourdes Gurriel is just continuing to rake. He got himself a home run. Pavin Smith, this guy has gotten a lot of flack. He's gotten a lot of flack from the Arizona Diamondback fan base, but so far this year he's been pretty solid. He's been pretty solid. I don't think he's been like bad. I think he's actually hit the ball very well. Average 500, 1 RBI, no home runs or anything like that, but I mean he's actually been pretty solid. Pretty solid. He only had 1 at bat in this game, but yeah, here we go. He did start on Friday, so he actually did pretty good on Friday. 2 runs, 3 hits. He had a double there, 4 at bats. Friday's where he kind of really shined. So overall, Pavin Smith has been pretty solid for the Arizona Diamondbacks. So overall, what are your guys' your thoughts on the 2025 Arizona Diamondbacks? Did you expect more? Did you want more from this Diamondback team? Honestly, I'm pretty satisfied. I'm pretty satisfied with this team. I think they're pretty solid. Can we go on a playoff run? I mean, as long as this offense continues to grind it out, as long as this offense continues to grind it out and show up in big plays, because I want to be real here. A lot of times within these last 3 games, not including this one, or I guess not including the 8th inning, because that's where they really got going, but there was big moments where we couldn't really shine. There was also an opportunity with the Diamondbacks in this game. We had a bases loaded, and we couldn't really accomplish anything. I think it was like 1 out, bases loaded, and we couldn't do anything with it. So we got to take advantage of, obviously, when guys are in scoring position, bringing the guy in, right? Sometimes I feel like some of these players want to be that hero. They want to knock that ball out of the park and celebrate, right? But when it comes, I mean, you got to just pass it off to the next guy. Pass it off to the next guy. That's going to be the name of the game here with Torey Lovullo. Or at least that's what he's been preaching since he's been here. So overall, I think this has been a fantastic start to the 2025 season. Would I rather be 3-1? Of course. Would I rather be 4-0? Of course. But with what we've been dealing with so far, I think this Arizona Diamondback team has got the potential to be pretty darn solid. Pretty darn solid. We got a few people here in the chat. We got Cardinals opinion says big win for the Diamondbacks. Let's go. Keep up the winning streak. Fire the NL West. We are the best. Love it. Calvin says booted you since your Cardinals rant years ago. Guess I'm back. Absolutely. No worries, man. Well, I appreciate you for being here. Dakota in the chat says, how you doing, Mike? No problem. No, I'm doing great, man. We're going to be trying to do a Diamondback video or post-game show, maybe after every series. There's so many games in the MLB season. So many games in the MLB season. You can't really keep track. You can't really do anything in your personal life. So what I'm going to try to do moving forward, and obviously give me your feedback here in the chat below, is what do you want to see, right? Obviously, if there's any breaking news, we want to make sure we cover it as well. But overall, pretty fantastic thing here for the Arizona Diamondbacks starting off 2-2. Let's go on another World Series run, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let's go and close up shop for everybody here joining in. Thank you so very much for smacking the like button. I understand that we're not going to be pulling a lot of views on this channel. It's going to be a grind. It's going to be baby steps, but here we go. Smack up the like button if you're just joining in right now. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Diamondbacks are 2-2, and so far, as long as the offense can take advantage of the situations that are in front of them, this can be a pretty darn dangerous team. Offensively, get going. Our pitching rotation's pretty solid. Zach Gallen got bumped around in the very first game of the season, but he's got, 20 plus more games to make things right? Fott did pretty solid. Merrill Kelly did pretty solid. We saw Eduardo Rodriguez today. We're going to see Corbin Burns versus the New York Yankees. So I'm excited to see what Corbin Burns is going to look like. Overall, ladies and gentlemen, I'm excited about this Arizona Diamondback team. I think they're going to go far as long as they can take care of business on the offensive side of the ball. So let's close up shop, ladies and gentlemen. For the people watching this on a playback, let me know how you feel about the 2025 Arizona Diamondbacks so far. Do you agree with the woes that we've been dealing with the offensive side of the ball, right? Of course, this bottom of the eighth, we went crazy. But do you feel like if the Arizona Diamondbacks offensively can get it a little bit more going, sky's the limit for this team? Let me know all your thoughts here in the comments below. We will be closing up shop right here. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in as always. Have a great rest of your day, and go D-backs.